Dina walked onto the track to find her place at the starting line. The stands were packed and the audience was buzzing with anticipation. Dina steadied herself and waited for the starting signal. Dina wanted to win the race, but what she was truly excited for was that moment. The moment just before the signal fires, when everything goes so quiet, you can hear a pin drop. And you get a feeling like, this is it. It's now or never. Dina Asher-Smith is the fastest woman in the history of British sprinting. But in that moment, standing at the starting line, everything faded away. She couldn't think about her wins and medals, and she certainly couldn't worry about any past disappointments. All of that would just weigh her down. When the signal sounded, Dina would only have seconds to win the race. I'm Dédé Davi, and this is Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, a fairy tale podcast about the real-life rebel women who inspire us. On this episode, Dina Asher-Smith, a record-breaking athlete and track star. Geraldina Asher-Smith was born in 1995 in Orpington, a town in Greater London, England. Dina's mum said that she was running from the time she was 9 months old. Dina had always chased an adrenaline rush. She loved theme parks and roller coaster rides, especially the moment when the cars stop at the very top of the track and you can see for miles, just before you go racing down to the bottom. Dina was also very competitive and loved to win. She knew from the time she was 8 years old that she wanted to be a globally recognized athlete. If you love to win, why not set your sights high? She played a lot of sports growing up. Hockey, swimming, netball. But her real love was running track. Dina loved sprinting, where she'd push her body to run as fast as she possibly could. Dina joined an athletic club and started working with a coach. Soon, she was winning lots of competitions and eventually training 6 days a week. In 2012, when Dina was 16, she volunteered to work in an international sporting event hosted in London. Her job, carting around everyone's gear, wasn't particularly glamorous, but it meant she could watch the races from the edge of the track. Dina witnessed 3 of her biggest track idols win gold medals for Britain. With the crowds around her going wild, Dina was even more determined that, someday, she would be the one everyone was cheering for. And she was! When Dina was 17, she became the youngest person to compete in one of the highest level championships of senior international athletes. Dina ran in a 400-meter relay race and helped her team win the bronze medal. Over the next few years, Dina competed in many professional competitions and won a ton of races. But Dina wasn't just a good runner, she was also a great student. In the same way she was disciplined about her athletic training, she applied the same focus to her studies. She earned straight A's and a spot at King's College in London. One day during a routine workout, Dina prepared herself to do some bench jumps, a drill where she had to jump up high and land on a bench. But she didn't jump quite right and smashed the top of her foot into the underside of the bench, crumpling to the ground. She was embarrassed that so many people saw her fall to the floor. And then she realized she couldn't walk. Her foot was broken. Dina was devastated. How long would it take before she could compete again? Dina could have given up, but she didn't want to look back and regret not trying her hardest. So Dina decided to focus on what she could control, going to physical therapy and rebuilding her strength. And when she was back on the track, Dina would continue to live her dream as a world-class athlete, winning races and earning international recognition. Dina understands the value of focusing on the things you can control, like training safely, eating well, and getting enough sleep. She still loves to win. That hasn't changed. But winning is more than just earning medals. Winning is doing what you love. And for Dina, that is running. This podcast is a production of Rebel Girls. It's based on the book series Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. This episode was narrated by me, Dédé Davi. It was produced and directed by Deborah Goldstein, with sound design and mixing by Reel Audiobooks. The story was written by Emily McMahon-Wattez. Fact-checking by Eliza Kirby. Our executive producers were Joy Smith and Jess Wolfe. Original theme music was composed and performed by Elettra Bargiacchi. A special thanks to the whole Rebel Girls team who made this podcast possible. Until next time, stay Rebel!